Cloud, we're fantastic. Well, good morning, everybody. We're waiting for the Zoom to go Facebook Live, and it is a wonderful, going to be warm August weekend, and right here in Kaiser, and it is great to share all this with you um, for what's happening in Kaiser. So I'm trying to find there it is, there. So, the joys of technology, you think you've got it all figured out, and then it says, check all your passwords and everything. And we all go along to make sure that, it isn't being rerouted, to the moon and back. So, welcome to the August edition of Coffee with Cathy. It is a joy to be with you again today. With me are my friends Diane Watson from the Chemeketa Community College Board of Education, Betty Hart from the Kaiser Fire District Board of Directors, and the Kaiser Community Library, and Jeremy Turner, the president of the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce. We've got all sorts of news for you. Before we went on the air, Jeremy was saying, I just thought there's not a whole lot going on, not a lot to talk about. Oh, we got to talk about this and this and this. And that just shows to go you that Kaiser is always moving and a grooving. We've got so much going on. So with that, we're going to get underway with some of the events happening this weekend coming up. And we all know that school's coming. Yes, it is. And we've got things happening on our campuses. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to kick off with, let's start with school, but let's start with Chemeketa. So Diane, I'm going to share your slides and let you tell us what's getting ready to happen at the wonderful Chemeketa campus. So let's see if I've got this. There we go. And I'm going to go to the next slide.
That's not my slide.
Nope, that's my opening slide.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did you want to talk about that slide?
Let's go to yours.
Okay. All right. This is an event that has happened, but I had to talk about it because I went to Mary Poppins on Wednesday at the Jerry Frank Amphitheater, and it was spectacular. I had no idea it was that good. It was put on by Chemeketa, but we had two professional actors and actresses in this event. The production stars professional performer Megan Smith as Mary Poppins, a role she's played before in critical acclaim. Smith brings Disney experience and Broadway polish to the stage. And joining her was the lovable bird is Benji Burgess, a dynamic talent and finalist on Hungary's Got Talent. Um, and then supporting them was the Salem Orchestra and many Chemeketa student actors and actresses. It gave them an opportunity to put on a big production, and it was top notch. There was no saying that it was less than something you would see on Broadway. I was blown away. Even though it sprinkled a little that night, I'm an Oregonian, so getting wet doesn't do anything to me. And I just had an absolute blast. And I would just want to say this is just one of the ways that Chemeketa gives back to the community and to our students, creating a wonderful thing that we had many sponsors for this, a whole list of people who helped in the area support this, but it was put on by Chemeketa. And it's just a testament that we do a lot of things for the community and for our students that are really grand. And what I'm hoping is next year, if you see something advertised, last year it was Oliver, and I didn't get to that. But this is Mary Poppins. I don't know what next year's going to be, but for bring your family. It's a family event. It's outside. Some people had blankets and they were laying on them. Some of them had these little short chairs, some had taller chairs, but everybody was having a great time, and it went from 7:30 to 10 o'clock. And so anyway, it's over with for this year, but next year's coming, and look into it. That my next slide is just on the Chemeketa Cellars. There's lots of events going on there, and if you're bored, check it out. There's live music, but there's like wine and watercolors, yoga and wine, There's lots of different types of classes. I think I saw one on flower making or something. So you need to go to the website, which is Chemeketa Sellers, and check it out. And there's events for families where there's music being played and there's grass around, and you know, you can get some wine, or you can bring a picnic sometimes. They'll tell you whether that's allowed or not. Sometimes there's vending carts there, but it's a beautiful place, and you shouldn't miss it. And so anyway, and then the last event, I'm just on events right now. I'm going to get to some other things in a minute. Um, is our Wednesday Chemeketa Market, which is from 11:30 a.m. to 3:30, and it's off of 45th Avenue, back near the Agriculture Center. And if you want some fresh carrots and broccoli and all kinds of vegetables that are organic and so forth, you can pick them up there. And there's other carts, food carts and craft carts, and people selling all kinds of things. So it's on Wednesdays through it said no September. I don't know whether it goes through September or stops at September. I would imagine it goes through September. So anyway, this is a fun event too to go to. Okay, I'm going to get into something. Some Chemeketa gets a lot of grants. They know how to write them. They know how to be accountable for them. They know how to spend the money. But I just wanted you to know what they do to supplement what we're doing. There are funds that are coming from outside that are helping our students. And this is just April to June, a report. We got $38,000 from ODET dot, excuse me, ODET. It's not a debt, it's a dot. And Higher Education Coordinating Commission, $356,000 in a grant to help our students. The Perkins money, this was a secondary career pathways, 25,000. And Another big one is Ed GED. We got 200,000, over $200,000 in that. And it goes on. SNAP training, 608,000. Heck, career pathways, we got $861,000. Um, and it goes on through this whole thing, but the point is, if we put in a lot of grants and we get an extraordinary a number of them, and if I'd shown you the report before this, we're talking about $2 million for this, $2 million for that, 1,500 million, 1,500,000 for something else. So it's just that we put in, we get extra grants, and we can make our students successful by doing that. And speaking of Chemeketa, it's time to enroll. You get your application. Chemeketa has, let's go one more, Kathy. Excuse me. Chemeketa has over.
Diane, before you go on to this one, I'd like to add a comment too, is all of these grants are for programming. So we just passed a bond, and I'm grateful that we did, for facility. You have to have a place to do these programs. So we have to have both streams of funding. The grants can't be spent on the buildings, and the bond can't be spent on the programs. But with both of those, it allows Chemeketa to do what you need to do, have a space and a place and great programs and support for students as a package. So I just want to throw that in there in case anybody's got a question about, we got all those grants. Is
Why
that
do
all
they
you
need
need?
that? Yeah, we can only spend the grants on certain things and the bond on certain things. And we need both of them together to give you excellence. So going on to enrolling at Chemeketa has well over 90 professional technical programs, and some of them are quite a short term, some of them are longer. And if you're wanting to, if you're graduating from high school, or you're a returning adult, or you just want to change careers, it's a great place to do it. Besides that, we have our transfer programs. So if you want to go on to Oregon State or University of Oregon or whatever, we have a program to get you there and to advise you into the types of classes that you need. And of course, we have our ABE, GED, ESOL, and our business training classes. and it goes on and on. So we have a place for you in our college. And so you might want to check us out, some of the programs we have, because some of them are very, very short-term trainings. You get turned around and get back into work. We have a truck driving program that I think it's 4 or 5 weeks. I can't remember right now, but I know that some people are starting at over $70,000 with a $5,000 sign-on bonus. So there are lots of jobs and lots of training out there. We also have our Bachelor of Science in Leadership and Development. We just had our first class go through during graduation. And yes, you can get a bachelor's degree at Chemeketa Community College if you have like a professional technical program or some other type and are working. Uh, and uh, and this is a 2-year program with one night. On Tuesday night, you go to the college. The rest of the time, it's online. And in the 2 years, you have a cohort and you go through all the program with them and you graduate. So it's a great deal with a bachelor's degree. And then coming is down a Bachelor of Nursing, uh, a BSN. So we're really excited about that. And we'll be developing other bachelor's level courses that our community needs because that's our purpose is to meet the needs of the community. So there's things in here. Anyway, this is just a rolling at Chemeketa because if you're thinking of it for fall, now is the time to do it. You don't wait. If you graduated from high school and you want to take advantage of some of the programs that get you some money, like the Oregon Promise and so forth, you need to do it now. It's time. You need to do it the quarter after you graduate. So you need to get enrolled. And we have an open door policy. If you're 18 years or older and can benefit from the instruction, then turn in your application and you will be admitted. If you don't have a high school diploma or a GED, you need to contact the high school partnerships office and find out what you need to do as an underage student. And many of the career and technical programs have special admissions. You need to make sure you meet their requirements. And if you can't get in this year, then you can take some classes and get ready to get in. And because there's always some general ed classes there. Um, and well, if you're an international student, just you need to go to the international student space there. But so anyway, it's time to do this. You don't wait another month. You don't because first of all, the classes start filling up, and you might not get the classes that you want or the program that you want. But second, you want to get through your orientation, get your placement test taken. There's some things to do besides just filling out an application, and then get advised and get registered. So now's the time to do that. And right along with uh, getting admitted is getting your financial aid. And that's a big process. It takes time. And you're a little late at this time, but I still put it in because it probably will come in during the quarter. Um, you need to fill out the FAFSA, the financial aid application, uh, federal application, or the ORSA, the Oregon uh, application, but this has information. This page has information on it on where you go to do that. But it's just taken off the website, so you can go there and look at it and go through the process. But do the FAFSA right now because it takes time to get it back from the federal government, and then there's a lot of processing in that of reviewing it and so forth, and you need to do that at the same time. Um, so, if you want some money, there's lots of money out there. But what happens is we get money for Pell Grants, and as the summer goes on, our pile of money dwindles. So you might not get the Pell Grant or a work study. You might get a loan. So I think there's still Pell money there. So get your name in, get your application in, and work very, very closely with the financial aid department to make sure you have everything in and check your Chemeketa online account often and make sure that it's moving forward. because sometimes they just need another piece of paper and it holds up your application for that. So that's really, really important. The last thing I want to say is things are looking really up at Chemeketa. We, I asked him about, well, last year we were up about 4% in FTE, which is very, very good. We're for a long time we had a slide down with COVID and all of that, the things going on, but now we're back on track moving forward. And I asked about this fall, and so far, compared with the same time last year, we're up 7%, which is really, really good. But that doesn't mean we'll be up 7%, but it's a good, better sign than being minus 7%. Then the other thing is we had our annual board reorganization, and Betsy Earls, who represents West Salem area, is going to be the chair-elect, and I'll be the chair next year, this year. So anyway, Chemeketa is doing well, and we're so happy and so grateful to our community for passing our bond, because it creates all possibilities to help out our students and our community, and that's what we're all about.
Well, thank you so much. And I wanted to say that I love how Chemeketa has continued to update your websites and your processes. Those of us who are a little older may remember back in the day that a lot of things were very onerous. That's not the case. You put stuff into your My Chemeketa and it's boom, boom, it's right there. So congratulations to Chemeketa for leading the way on how to keep things updated, modern, and student responsive. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk about another modern organization that is doing great work for our community, our business community. Jeremy, so glad to have you here from the Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to bring up your slide on uh, the the programs that the Chamber's doing. This isn't just slow time for y'all. There's a lot going on. Oh, you're still on mute.
There really is a lot of stuff going on, and I mean, we are planning and planning and planning and getting things all together. I think that that's the key to it. One of the first things, and thanks for putting this up here, kind of rolling in just from what's going on at Chemeketa. We recently started our Leadership Kaiser program. We've talked about it a couple different times now, but we have what we were referring to as the Leadership Kaiser 2.0. It was a next step within our within the business learning area. We partnered with WaFd Bank with an organization called Co-Starters, and it's kind of that bootstrap learning opportunity for businesses. The way I guess I kind of describe it to people is, you know, trying to get those business owners, those people that have been just doing nothing but working in their business, to start working on their business. And I think we're in our 4th week. It's a 10-week program. We have seen some great responses from it already. We are really pleased with the progress that some of the businesses have already started making within that program. But I'm also one of the advisors for SBDC at Chemeketa in the business development office. And so we have a small business management program coming out. And this the slide here is showing that it's going to be a great partnership between Chemeketa SBDC and the CCBI building, because we have businesses that need the next thing after what we can provide to them. And the SBM program is going to be a great place for it. And in turn, there's applications that come in where that business might not be ready for the SBM, and they need something that is just a little bit less when it comes to the involvement and you know, time commitment or where they are in the stage in their business. And so we're working directly with Matt Geiger, the director over there, to make sure that we provide solutions to all the businesses in the community. This is just like the starting point of what we want to do for, you know, business advocacy in the Kaiser area. We want, you know, we will always be doing events. but we are going to be renaming them to be programs. We're going to be having the community stuff still, but a lot of the stuff is going to be business focused and program based.
So do you want to go on to your lunch and learn?
Yep, that's a great one. So I think it's on August.
This is an old slide, just as a disclaimer, just to let everybody know.
Yeah, so August 22nd, I think, or 20th, I think is a Wednesday. We had this lunch and learn a couple weeks back, social media. This is again more part of what do our business members or businesses in the community want to learn. And we did a survey of all of our members, and the number one thing was marketing. And so we broke it up into 4 different sections. The 4th one that's coming up this month is going to be content creation. So that's blog posts, articles. We're going to not go as heavy into the social media side of things, but what we will probably be doing is talking about how to get people to be able to read your content online and how do you develop that content. And so it's going to be a great opportunity for businesses who don't really think about content that they have to write. The one thing that we need is words on your website so that Google and ChatGPT and all the search engines can crawl it, and so they know what to give as results when people are searching for you. So again, we're just trying to get more information out there, and you don't have to be a business chamber member to attend. As you see there, we have different prices for each one. Oh.
Awesome. I'm going to put the link into the chat on the Facebook for the upcoming one. So I'm going to go grab that from this Tuesday, August 26th.
There it is. Yes, August 26th.
Okay. Says registration closed, so might want to need to contact the chamber directly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to throw that into the comments. And do you want to talk about chamber after hours?
Yeah. So yeah, this week, or not this week, August 21st is going to be I know there is an event on that one. I checked a little bit ago. But it's going to be at Michelle Ashley. There you go. Yeah, Michelle Ashley Custom Cake. A great event, great member that we typically, we have to have, cupcakes and sweets in the morning, but this time she's just, she's going to do it in the evenings and partner up with Just Us Girls so that we can have a fun night for those members who maybe can't make it to the morning networking event. This is just a great place for us to meet up and socialize with each other. Yeah.
Well, and the chamber, the morning greeters have really grown as well. It's an incredible opportunity for networking, learning about our businesses, and like you said earlier about getting outside of I'm doing my job, my business. Oh, there's more out here. So it's really grown in its networking and just information gathering.
Yeah, we're really happy. We've been averaging about 65 to 70 people the last couple weeks. Hit or miss kind of in the summertime, but right before school got out, we were at 70 almost every week. And we are more than just a networking event on every week, just with all of the different advocacy stuff that we do behind the scenes and ways for people to get involved. We're really pleased with people, taking the next step and asking to be part of other things that we're doing.
Do you want to talk about your co-starters?
Yeah, I kind of stuck, I kind of looked it in there with the Chemeketa SBM program. But co-starters again is actually I was just posting a blog post this morning about some of the highlights. Some of the things that we are able to do within the community with the support again from WaFd Bank. It is a opportunity for businesses to focus on, get some high level understanding of legal and accounting, pricing, revenue, growing customers, communicating with customers, setting goals. I mean, setting attainable goals and having, some opportunities to try to surpass those goals. It's, like I said, a 10-week program, every Tuesday morning. And I think we are about halfway through that session. With the support from, the grant, the donation we got from WAFED, we were able to keep the price under $100 for that group, which is a fantastic, buy-in, with just a little bit of a commitment.
Well, and we know that there's nothing that gets done in business without the partners in government affairs. So coming up.
Yeah, so typically we have our government affairs committee at the chamber office, with the news that came out, specifically about the payroll tax through chariots. We are going to be having that discussion. We are hoping that people can RSVP so that we know how many people are planning to attend. We're looking for a larger venue because when the Salem Chamber hosted their conversation a couple weeks ago, it was standing room only, and filled their conference room. So we think we're probably going to get the same number of people, if not more, to have that healthy conversation to figure out what we can do to communicate our concerns as business owners, and how we can just share the information, or make a change depending on the way that we see things need to go. But I defer a lot of that stuff to our amazing co-chairs on our government affairs committee, Jonathan Thompson and Daryl Fuller. I mean, they understand that stuff. They actually enjoy this kind of stuff. I try to get there and just be a presence, but I really value their knowledge in this space, and want to learn from them.
Awesome. And then we all know that the chamber is very involved with the holidays, and I don't want to panic everybody, but this is August.
Yes, it is August, but we did submit all of our holiday events permits this week. So I guess we're locked in for one more year. We are not changing things up. One of the biggest things, and we have the tree lighting ceremony. We have the lights that we put up on the tree. We have the gift basket program. So that's really the big part of it, is that we're planning right now, is the Give Basket program, because we need to reach out to the CSOCs. We need to make sure that they know that they need to start submitting the names of the families that need support over the holidays. Last year was our first year that we partnered with the Elks Lodge to kind of divvy up our tasks. They've done a fantastic job with food the last however many years they've been doing it. And we've done a great job with getting the toys and the clothes for the kids. And so now that we are partnered together, it's taken a little bit of load off of us. And they, I think it was the day after we did disbursements last year, they called us and said, "So we can just plan for next year, right?" I said, "Sure, that sounds great to me. Like I have not thought about it next year, but yes, let's do that." So they're on board. I think I've talked about this, but what we're also doing is that we have officially filed and received a 501, sorry, a temporary 501 c3 number. We have to do the final approval, but that's like a 10-month process for the final. But we are now a foundation. We have the Kaiser Chamber Foundation for tax deductible donations for all of these things. And so we're going to be able to utilize some more resources and potentially grants and things like that to help support not only the Give Basket program, but also any other donations that we want to give out into the community as well. And all of our business advocacy is going to kind of roll into that as well when it comes to the educational portions. So co-starters, Leadership Kaiser, all of that's going to be ran through the foundation as an arm of the Kaiser Chamber. So,
Excellent.
yeah. Again,
well, thank you.
We've had a lot going on over the last year. That's for sure.
Yeah. And this is the quiet season? Not
It
really.
is. It really is. And I know that I was really busy the last couple weeks, kind of helping in the office, getting some stuff done. And we do have Shani Starr as our interim executive director, and it's been a lot of weight lifted off my shoulders and the rest of the board. Coming from the fact that we are an all volunteer board, we are not supposed to be a working board. We are, there to support and guide and help where we can. But the last couple weeks has been a lot of time in the office, a lot of bouncing back and forth between all of us. And so we really want to thank the city, because at that same time we were going through getting our contract together to be all, so that we can streamline some of the things that we're already doing every year. It's just my phone is actually will stay charged all day now. So this is fantastic for me. I don't have to keep it plugged in. And that's just a little bit of personal side of the things that are going on, and it's been a lot of weight lifted off my shoulders.
Well, awesome job. We're looking forward to a lot of great things continuing to happen with the chamber and the strength of our businesses. Thank you so much, Jeremy, for the update. So I'm going to swing over to city side and just share a few things that people may have noticed around town that's happening. And let me go to my screen share again. Where is that? When I move things around on my screen, then I can't find it. Come on. It's right there. It is. So some of you have noticed over by Claggett Creek Park, there's a sign up for wetland enhancement. Some people were thinking, oh my gosh, we're building, some buildings down in there. No, this part of the area next to Claggett Creek Park, just to the west of the new apartments and on Verta Lane, that land was gifted to the city by the Herbert Moore family in order to preserve and enhance that wetland area. We all know it's wetland. Every time it rains, you see all the ducks and geese out there going, thank you very much. Well, we want to return it to native plantings and species. So the berm that used to separate the creek from the grazing area for the cattle has now been removed. So that area will have a better flow of water. Native plantings are going in. The blackberries have been removed. Sorry, people who want to go pick them. There's lots of places all over town, including Kaiser Rapids, to get some fresh blackberries. And the boardwalk that will be between Chemawa and Dearborn is going to construction. So lots of great things happening in that park. Also want to let everybody know, there we go. Speaking of our parks, no fires, no barbecues, no nothing that has an open flame in any of our parks. Other times of the year, we allow like little charcoal briquettes in the established little barbecue areas. But right now, because of the dry conditions, and yes, we had rain, and no, it's not enough, no fires in the parks. So just don't do it. You can bring your little propane stove because that turns off. But other than that, bring cold sandwiches or get takeout from one of our great local restaurants. There is more happening, a partnership between the City of Kaiser, our environmental division, and the Marion Soil and Water Conservation District. This is a slide of some upcoming events that are great for the whole family to learn about our wildlife, in this case, fisheries, right here in our local area. So this is a stream celebration at Bush's Pasture Park on the 21st. You can learn to be a volunteer to help out with our waterways in the area on the 27th. And then some salmon watch field trips are also being organized by the Soil and Water Conservation District. So go to the little QR code there or go to their website to learn more. They're great, and they're another government that we all pay for. If you look at your property tax, they're actually an elected government that you see on your ballot. And these are local volunteers who help make the Soil and Water Conservation District work. Also, you can get involved locally with the Claggett Creek Watershed Council, which is our local watershed council. And we do projects. We'll be meeting on September 11th for the kickoff for the fall at 6 o'clock at City Hall. So this is a picture of Bob Newton Family Park, right in time for National Night Out. The park, the playground was finished. You will notice a beautiful brand new play structure and the fall protection surface that has been installed. No more bark chips getting into your shoes. These surfaces are being installed in all of our playgrounds as we do updates to our playgrounds. This is one of the things that we're able to do with the monthly parks fee that you and I all pay. These dollars are invested in creating spaces and places and maintenance in our parks to make them welcoming, accessible, and safe for our kids and families to enjoy. So Bob Newton Family Park, check out the brand new play structure. And thank you to Bill Lawyer and our Public Works team, Robert Johnson, our park superintendent, for managing this great project for Bob Newton Family Park. Our environmental division also wants to remind everybody that while there are changes in what you can recycle in your blue can, and there's more, that's fantastic. What hasn't changed is you don't put them into a plastic bag. Just don't. They need to be loose in there so they can be sorted and get to where they need to go. People think they're being nice and tidy and everything by bagging your recyclables. Never has been okay, still isn't okay. Don't do it. If you want to recycle your plastic bags, still take them to the grocery stores. They have those bins, and that can be done separately. Better yet, take your cloth bag to the store like I do. We want to remind everybody that the splash pad's still open. This is an old slide, but it is open through Labor Day weekend, and we are going to have some hot weather. So go down to the Kaiser Civic Center and enjoy the splash pad to cool off all weekend long. It's open Wednesday through Sundays, 12 to 7, and it's just a lovely place to go and play. You have the covered gazebo and some picnic areas around there as well. Free for the whole family. Want to let people know that we are going to be resurfacing some of our streets through the 18th. So people who live in these areas that you're getting repaving, you've already been notified. But for folks who live around you and need to plan, make sure you note where we are going to be doing some resurfacing, go around, and it's going to help keep our streets in a state of good repair. What we do is we partner with Marion County. They do a pavement condition index, and then based on the condition of the street, they get slotted in the order of need for resurfacing. So that's how streets are selected. It's very scientific, methodical. We've used that process for many, many years, and we get as far down the list as we can as the money that we receive through your gas taxes that come back to the cities. That's where that money is earmarked for. It can be used for nothing else, and we need every single penny of it to get that work done and keep our roads in good repair. We're also in the middle of the Kaiser Rapids Summer Sound Series. Thank you to Valor Mentoring and to Uptown Music for putting on this great series. Willamette Valley Bank and the City of Kaiser and many other sponsors are making this possible. So hopefully we'll see you down at the park tonight. Don't you just love that amphitheater, even on a hot day, it's in the shade by the time we start the concerts. Those trees make a wonderful backdrop and make it really great for us to enjoy and not be in the direct sun. Of course, food trucks will be there and it's family friendly. It's a wonderful time for the whole family. The doors, there's no doors. The space opens at 5, music starts at 6. See you there tonight. This goes through September 6th with what's now become a tradition to wrap up the season with JFK. Trashy Tuesdays are still underway, third Tuesdays of the month. Again, you can come, bring your kids, great for the whole family to help do a cleanup along our different creeks and parks. The next one coming up is Clear Lake Park on August 19th. Meet out there at 5:30. For young people, it's a great opportunity to learn more about our stormwater, our vegetated systems, our parks, and our waterways in Kaiser. So come on down. It's a lot of fun. I brought my 4-year-old granddaughter to the last one I went to, and she had a ball. And that gets into the library. So I'm going to press pause here. We just want to thank everybody for coming to our city council meetings. I know that you watch them online because I get those phone calls and emails from you having questions. And I'm really delighted that we can do these coffees with Cathy to help bring information that's going to help you feel connected and be connected with our city. It is yours, mine, all of ours. So if you have an idea for a program, please get that to me either on Facebook or my email, clarkc@kaiseror.gov. That's clarkc@kaiseror.gov. So that's some of what's going on in the city. There's lots more happening with our public works and, of course, our great community fields down at one end, the Little League fields at the other. And we are just a busy and hopping city. So with that, I'd like to move on to who do I have next up in the queue? Let's see. I think it is the library. Betty, how about I get started with the library? And do you want to start with library or fire? You're muted. There's the great old unmute button. We just love that. There it is.
I'm sorry about that. I wasn't able to print my notes this morning, so I kind of need to bring them up to be able to see what's going on. But for the library, the graphics that you have will be helpful. Yeah, it's still summer reading program, so people can still sign up and read. It goes through September 6th, I think, and there are prizes. But more than that, it helps kids stay kind of ready to be back in school in the fall and keeps their skills up and maybe helps to improve their skills. But in addition to the reading program, we have Beyond Books, which is such a lot of fun. And the picture you had up just a minute ago about one of the upcoming events is these are, yes. So on August 13th, so these are on Wednesday afternoons at 3, some are at City Hall and some are on the plaza. They're behind the library. This one's at City Hall. It's a comedy show by Angel Ocasio, and it should be a lot of fun to do, I think. So people can just come to the event, and this will be a lot of fun. The following week, then we have, what do we have? Oh, I think we have princesses on the plaza.
Oh,
Yeah.
everybody
And
loves the princess for story times.
yes. So let's see, do you have
I don't have that
a
one. It was not on the Facebook page.
Oh, well, let me just confirm the information that I have on that so that okay, so yeah, well, actually on the
There it
20th,
is.
on August 20th, it's Princess Story Time and Crafting at the Library with Princess Story Time. So you can hear stories and make your very own crown. So that'll be perfect for people. And then the last event is on Wednesday, August 27th at 3 p.m. in the patio. And there'll be kind of an end of the reading program party with food and games. And so that'll be fun, I think, for everybody. And of course, we have ongoing programs for people on, we have preschool reading on Wednesday mornings, and we have family reading on Saturday mornings in Spanish. And then we have reading to a dog, which sounds like a lot of fun. And this is a very nice dog that's been trained. And so kids can sign up for a 15-minute session and read with for a dog. And then, yes, so I just love
I
this.
love it.
It's it is so cool. Anyway, so that's kind of all the things that are going on. It's always a lot of fun. So people can come into the library to cool off, and we're going to be open on Sunday, which we usually are not, because of the heat index is going to be so high. So people who need a place to escape can come to the library and relax and read and enjoy some time. We do have computers available that people can sit down at, check in to be able to use while they're there if they wish. And anyway, so we've done that before on various days when we aren't necessarily open, but it's particularly hot. We'll open the library early, or in this case on Sunday when we're usually not open. So I think that will be very helpful for some people who don't have access to cooling in their own homes. So I think
Love
we can
hot
move
fire?
on to yeah, a lot of stuff going on with fire. In particular, we have we have the fire chief, who looks like a new fire chief, but because he's lost weight recently, but he really still is the same Brian Russell that we've had for the last couple of years. He's a great guy. And one of the big things that's going on is the collaboration between Kaiser Fire, Marion County Fire, and Salem Fire. And so they implemented a new system where whenever there's a call, the closest organization that's available is called. So for instance, if I had a fire at my house and but our fire engines were already responding elsewhere, Salem Fire would come and respond, because I live relatively close to Salem. So and this has been a really important thing so far, because when it's so important to get to either someone who's in trouble, a medical distress, or when a fire is started, to get someone there as soon as possible. And so whatever the closest unit is, even if it is not in the district where the incident is occurring, will come and respond. And if other resources are needed, which is often the case, of course, in a fire, then they will come as well. Others will come as well. And probably the classic example for this was over the fire over on Beverly in that destroyed a building over there. The Kaiser and Marion County crews responded with Salem to that. There was a fire in the industrial drive area in Salem, but Kaiser fire crews were the first to arrive at a large brush fire there. And so they could begin an aggressive attack until other crews could show up to help. And there was a fire on Riverwood Drive in Kaiser, and when that broke out, Salem and Marion County units arrived quickly to support that attack. So that has been particularly important. But in addition to that, not only the fire chiefs, but there has been a collaboration that includes other members of the staff who have other chief officers, and they've all met together last week to start discussing how they can collaborate more closely on training. And they kind of have named themselves the Capital Region Fire Chiefs Association. So the fire chiefs and their command staff, this is working together to come up with ways they can continue to collaborate and provide the best possible service to the entire capital area, which includes Salem, Kaiser, and the surrounding area that's served by Marion County Fire. So that's really great. And a couple of other quick things that I want to share is that with the closure of or the fall ambulance has left the area, and as a result, Marion County has taken over Capital Fire Med, which many people are members of, that helps to subsidize the cost of a ambulance transfer. And so people will still be able to do that. And Marion County is, of course, working now to get everything in place they need to do that, and expect to be up and running by the 1st of September. People who have Capital Fire Med who were set to expire, excuse me, in July or August, those will be held over. So if you ended up getting transported yet between now and the end of August, but your Capital Fire Med had expired in July, it will still be in place. And then in September, you should be able to renew that and make it continue on for another year. So that'll be just great. And of course, we have a new member of our staff, Maddie Elsom, who is a community outreach worker, and she's just great. And she taught Spanish last year at McNary, and for a couple of years, I think in West Salem. And so she's now reaching out to various groups in the community to kind of establish relationships and see how we all can work together better, and the fire district can continue to serve the community in a let's see, how do I say that? I don't know, but it's so important. And I'm so delighted about this, because I certainly understand that the fire district needs the goodwill of the entire community. And with any luck, you never have to interface with the fire district unless you come to one of our pancake breakfasts. And so you know that we need you, especially when our various tax measures end up on the ballot. And so we want you engaged with the fire district. And coming up this fall, October 6th, I believe it is, the first Monday in October, will be our open house. And Maddie now is connecting with various organizations who help provide information at that event. So if you're interested, you can reach Maddie at the fire station and find out more about that event, or invite her to your neighborhood meeting, other events that are going on in the community.
Well, thank you for getting this on our calendar for October 6th. I'm putting this into the Facebook feed. Good. On October 6th. Okay,
it's a great
so people can
event.
get that in there. Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you so much. Just a couple things to share with everybody as we wrap up today. I don't have anybody here today from the Salem Kaiser School District, but we do know that school is getting ready to get underway. We want to make sure people know what's happening at our wonderful high school, McNary High School. So I just grabbed a couple of announcements. Of course, we want to make sure that the community and the families in particular of students, but also all of us in the community, so we can support our McNary Celts and all of our students through our neighborhood family councils, through our parent-teacher neighborhood associations. And there are things coming up for students. We have Celtic Camp coming up on August 21st, which is for the incoming freshmen. If your freshmen haven't told you about it, go look it up and make sure that they're there to get a great start at McNary High School. Also coming up are the fall sports. Registration is open. We know that one activity, one sport, one club is a formula that is very effective in helping students be engaged both physically and mentally and with great enthusiasm for school and increases graduation. So if sport is your thing, time to sign up. And finally, let's remember Celtic Blue Day is coming up. This is not my best graphic, but it is on the 23rd of this month. Go to the McNary High School Facebook page, learn more about when this is going to happen. And it's a great day to kick off the fall sports and all of the activities at McNary and the other sports organizations here in Kaiser. Celtic Blue Day, August 23rd. So there's a whole lot more happening, but I hope that today you've been able to find out what's happening in the great community of Kaiser, where pride, spirit, and volunteerism is more than a motto, it's our way of life. I want to thank my friends, Diane Watson from the Chemeketa Board of Education, for Betty Hart from the Kaiser Fire District Board of Directors and the Kaiser Community Library, and Jeremy Turner from the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce. We hope you have a great weekend. Stay cool, and we'll see you next month at the September edition of Coffee with Cathy. Have a great day.